Hello and welcome to the agenda. I am Ajay Kaul. In this program today, we will be discussing whether schools should be reopened, a very important issue. As we all know, coronavirus has caused havoc in our lives in all respects. One of the major aspects affected is education. Schools and colleges are closed since March and studies are being pursued through online classes. Many feel that the online classes do not suffice, particularly in higher classes where practicals etc. are to be conducted. However, the corona situation is only worsening rather than improving. In this scenario, there is a huge question mark whether schools and colleges can be reopened. The government is also in a fix on this question and hence Union HRD Minister has sought views of parents on this. We will be discussing this question in the agenda today to understand what could be the best possible way in the given scenario. We have with us Mrs. Rita Singh, Director of Group of Schools, and Aparajita Gautam, President of Parents Association of India. But before we welcome our guests, let's have a look at this small report.
Should schools which are shut since March in view of coronavirus be reopened? The question has been posed by Union HRD Minister to states and union territories wanting feedback from parents. He wants parents to specify the likely period when they will be comfortable with reopening of schools. A circular sent by Department of School Education and Literacy, Ministry of Human Resource Development has also asked for parents' expectation from schools as and when they reopen. The education secretaries of all states and union territories have been asked to revert with the feedback. Feedback has been sought at a time when coronavirus cases in the country are witnessing a rapid increase every day. As of now, education is being imparted by schools through the online system, but many argue that it is not sufficient to meet the requirements of children, especially in the higher classes. At the same time, parents have raised concern over the increased screen time for children due to online classes. Taking note of that, the Education Ministry has released guidelines for online classes by schools and recommended a cap on duration and the number of sessions in a day for students. According to these guidelines, online learning may be undertaken for not more than 2 sessions of 30 to 45 minutes each on the days for classes 1 to 8, while it cannot be more than 4 sessions of 30 to 45 minutes each on the days for classes 9 to 12. The Education Ministry said the government in the first week of July also decided to slash the school syllabus up to 30% for students of class 9 to 12. The courses will be rationalized to reduce the load while retaining the core concepts, the HRD Ministry said. So the jury is open on the question of reopening of schools, and it is anyway not going to be an easy decision for the government to take. Bureau Report.
Let's welcome our guests, Ms. Rita and Ms. Aparajita. So my first question is to Ms. Rita. What do you think about the government's this missive that asking parents whether the school should be reopened or not?
I think it's something very nice. I've been observing the present government and the present HRD minister for everything, whether it was related to the national policy, when they had to bring it, and the various stages of draft. They have, at each step, they have invited comments from the stakeholders, not just the educationists, not just the NCRT and those national bodies, not just the school heads, not just the teachers, but from the parents. Likewise, over here, when we talk about children joining schools, post-COVID, I don't really know when this post-COVID will actually come in. parents are definitely most apprehensive because their welfare of the children is dependent
on somebody else. So I totally understand their apprehension, and I'm happy. Just like at previous issues, HRD Minister is seeking help from everybody and seeking their opinions. It's something very, very wonderful, I would say.
Okay, let me turn to Aparajita Gautam. What do you think that schools should be reopened as a parents association president?
Mr. Rajay, thank you for inviting us here on your show. See, as a representative of parents, parents are not ready and they are clearly saying that school should not open at this in this academic year.
Why? We all are aware that daily cases are increasing. Now, we have already crossed 11 lakh positive cases in our country. And every day the numbers are increasing. And at this situation where this coronavirus is into the community spread phase, and I don't know why the state governments are sitting and discussing about the reopening of the schools. So, as a representative of parents, we are clearly says we are not ready, that we are not agree with the whatever governments are planning to decide. If they are planning to decide they reopen the school, we are saying we are not ready to send our kids to the school.
Okay, let me turn to Ms. Rita Singh. Ms. Singh, you said just now that parents are apprehensive. Are the managements not apprehensive that if there is a gathering of children and other staff, will there not be the fear of the possibility of spread of coronavirus in schools?
We are apprehensive, but we are prepared. Since the preparation has been done by us, so we are less apprehensive. I will put it that way. Apprehensive, I think everybody, so is the HRD minister. I'm sure everybody is apprehensive. That's why he's seeking opinions of everybody. Because this is something, there is a fear of unknown. The pandemic like this has happened after so many years. So we totally are caught off guard. But if I look at the management, we have already designed it this way that we are only calling what we have designed. Of course, when it opens, we will again reassess it and we will include the government policies and government directives all over again because they are changing and being redefined every second moment. And rightly so because it's something new. Why I'm saying we are a little more prepared because the kind of sanitization that has happened in the school, the kind of system that we have set up at the entrance, and we are calling only 50% of the students at one given point of time. We have divided. In any case, the schools that I'm heading, we have about 30, 32 in a class max. So we have already divided them into two sections. Half of them are sitting in another room, and second, parallelly, another co-teacher teaches the same subject in the other section. And they are coming into the school. We plan to have them coming into the school every alternate day. And those alternate days, when they are sitting at home, we plan to have other asynchronous activities happening or even synchronous activities related to performing arts or yoga and other things. So we have planned it this way that and we have planned there are about 7 and 8 exit points and entry points of the school. So everything has been planned. So we are less apprehensive because we are more prepared. And when there is actually a declaration of a date of opening, we intend to share all our plans with the parents so that their apprehension also comes down. So this is my take on the whole situation.
So you are basically talking about SOPs, but
that is in place.
So SOPs have to be implemented in all schools. It's not only one school
True.
or two schools, isn't it?
True.
So how far is it possible to implement SOPs in all schools? I'll tell you the companies, professional companies, IT companies. I'm sure they also follow SOPs. They also do sanitization and other things. But as soon as they reopen factories or institutions, there were so many cases. So how do you tackle this? I mean, how do you prevent it among children? That is more a serious issue, no?
Very right, very right. I totally understand what you're trying to say, and that is it's heavy on everybody's mind as well. HRD Ministry has come up with Pragyata. There is a documentation which talks about guidelines, so it is kind of a SOP for online teaching. It includes not just right now it talks about online teaching. Likewise, each person is coming up with SOP for post-COVID when they join in. At the speed that everybody is working presently, it is amazing. I mean, I feel right now, since there is an online teaching happening, remote learning happening, so there is already SOPs in place, not just schools, but progressive schools are already designing it and putting in place, and even sharing with their friends and other schools. The kind of collaboration that has happened at this point of time, the kind of learning from one another that has happened in this particular time has been amazing. Even HRD ministry has taken use of all people, and people, lots of schools, even our group of schools have shared our SOP, and they are actually including all these. And when actually there is a date to open, I'm sure there will be a standardized SOP that we shared with everybody, and schools would, because nobody wants to keep these children unsafe. That is the highest priority in our minds. Even if it means that delaying opening of schools, I'm for it. I'm sure all of us are for it. After all, Kenya country has already scrapped off the entire academic year. Their academic year starts from February, so they've already said that no classes till January. And if you look at the entire big curve of a child's life, 1 year here and there is absolutely not a big issue. I mean, as a principal of yesteryears, when I deal with children who have failed in one of the classes, that they've probably not been promoted, I tell them the same thing. How does it really matter? If you look at the big picture, if you look at the entire curve of your life, 1 year here and there is, I mean, right now, yes, the safety and the of children should be at the top of everybody's mind. I agree with that.
So, Ms. Aparajita, Ms. Rita Singh is giving assurances that everything, all SOPs will be in place for children. So, are you satisfied?
No, we are not satisfied because we know the reality. If we talk about, like ma'am said, the government has taken the feedback. I think government has taken, definitely they have taken the feedback from the school managements. The state governments must have taken the feedback from the school management, not from the parents. And this letter itself shows that MHRD itself asks the Secretary Education, it's better you should take the feedback from the parents whether they are agree to send their kids in these schools or not. Are they agree to reopening these schools? Number one. Number two, like ma'am said, so all the medical aids are available in the school. You tell me one thing, in case of small mishappening, do you know what kind of pressures parents are facing? You cannot even believe, in case of small mishappening, let's say a small cut, small fracture, parents used to get call from the school, come and get your kid. छोटी सी, अगर हम छोटा सा एक हेडेक की भी बात करें, तभी स्कूल से फोन आ जाता है कि आप आइए अपने बच्चे को ले जाइए. Means, as per the rule, the school should have one medical doctor with them, one nurse with them. But in reality is far from the laws and the whatever guidelines set by the governments. It is far from that. Schools are not even equipped with the basic medicines. So how can we send our kids to the school where we are totally aware the kind of safety and security they are going to follow? See, system पे बैठकर बड़ी-बड़ी बातें बोलना it's very easy. जब हम प्रैक्टिकली बात करते हैं, we should be practical, क्योंकि यहाँ पे लाइफ एंड डेथ का सवाल है. Let me share some data with you. I would love to share this data with you. I just read one article. कल या परसों ही आया था. IMA चेयरमैन डॉक्टर मोंगा ने ये चीज साफ क्लियर किया है. आई वॉज सरप्राइज टू सी हमारे इंडिया में जहां पे अप्रॉक्स अभी हमारे पास 11 लाख केसेस आए हैं, सैंपल्स जो इंडिया के लिए गए हैं ओनली 1%. प्लीज नोट कीजिए, वी हैव 135 करोड़ पॉपुलेशन. द सैंपल्स कलेक्शन इज 1.34 CR ओनली. टिल ये जो मैं आपको डेटा बता रही हूँ, दिस इज टिल 17 जुलाई, एंड it is everywhere that this virus is into community spread. And apart from this, I was searching one thing. Harvard University also said this thing. They have conducted one survey also. They have conducted 85,000 पे उन्होंने ये survey करके they came to know, ये final आया है उसमें result कि अगर ये यहाँ पर कम्युनिटी स्प्रेड पे जाता है तो ये बच्चों के थ्रू और ज्यादा फैलेगा। मीन्स आप बच्चों की कम्युनिटी जहां पर अभी तक हम लोगों ने सेफ रखा है, वहां पर हम बच्चों को भी इस नंबर्स में अब ऐड देखेंगे। एंड वी ऑल आर अवेयर दैट गवर्नमेंट्स आर नॉट एबल to disclose the data age-wise. Here I'm talking about the age-wise data. If somebody go and see and check the data, I am dead sure you will get where we always say कि 60 plus के जो होते हैं उनके ऊपर ज्यादा इफेक्ट पड़ता है और 10 की एज मतलब 10 साल तक के एज में ज्यादा इफेक्ट पड़ता है। You know that why the kids are safe? क्योंकि सभी पेरेंट्स के लिए किड्स ऑब्वियसली उनकी लाइफ है, उन्होंने अपने बच्चों को अपने घरों पे रखा हुआ है।
But Aparajita ji, the question is how long can you keep school shut? Because there is an argument that this online classes are not sufficient, particularly in higher classes.
Ajay ji, right, Ajay ji, I do agree. Here I'm talking about these school classes. I do agree online classes are not sufficient. What is more important? Your education is more important or the life of the kid is more important? For every parent, life of the kid is more important rather than the school opening. We all are ready. We are ready to not to send kids to the school. आप लोग ऑर्डर निकालते हैं स्कूल रीओपन का, वी आर नॉट गोइंग टू सेंड आवर किड्स, क्योंकि हमें रियलिटी पता है। हमें रियलिटी पता है स्कूल मैनेजमेंट चाहे कितने भी वादे करेंगी, वी हैव सीन मेनी टाइम्स irrespective of the cases. I'm not going to share the cases over here. We have seen the reality. The schools are not prepared for anything. छोटी सी बात मैं आपको एक एग्जांपल देती हूँ, फायर सेफ्टी। लेट मी शेयर दिस डेटा विद यू। हमारे आरटीआई से रिजल्ट ये आया था हमारे पास, इसका आरटीआई से खुलासा हुआ था 40% ऑफ दिल्ली स्कूल्स are not equipped with the fire safety instruments. I'm sharing this data. This is the reality.
So let me ask Ms. Rita Singh. As Aparajita ji asked, is education more important than life? What is your answer?
See, definitely not. If I have to just give it in yes and no, but these kind of answers cannot be answered in simple yes and no. Education defines the quality of life. If I'm just living for the heck of living, I'm breathing, I'm alive, I'm in one room, versus there's a quality of life. By staying at home, if my child is going to miss out on the way, he forgets to learn, he forgets how to learn. I mean, there are so many parameters which make your life worth living. So if you have to look at the life in totality, there is much more to add to it. There is much more to, it's not just, I totally understand apprehensions. And I feel that there will be certain sectors, it all depends on what family you belong to, what kind of helping hand you have. There are certain sets of parents who are not able to go for work or even work from home because there are children at home. There are all kind of realities. So I feel those can be opened. Schools, then of course, I'm not talking about it opening right away. When things are a little better, when the schools open, there shouldn't be much compulsion of attendance, etc. We as a schools, and I'm sure most of the progressive schools have thought about it, and we are also giving our ideas whenever it is being, at whatever platforms it is being asked by CBSE and by other boards and by HRD Ministry, by NCRT. We are sending our proposals, and I am sure everybody is scanning through all these sheets and bringing out wheat from that and trying to get the best opinions, and they are implementing it. Everybody's idea is being taken into consideration. So I feel those parents to whom it is more beneficial or comfortable to send to school, they can send. Those who are not going to come to school, we are planning of recording our classes in the classroom and sending it out to the parents. And there could be asynchronous learning over there. Synchronous learning happens in the classroom. Synchronous learning happens in the online.
But ma'am, if attendance is not important, then what is the purpose of opening schools?
No. I'm sorry. What I'm trying to say is, let's focus on the learning outcomes. Why are we focusing? Why do you want to go back to the same education system? I'm so glad there's only one silver lining in this pandemic. Everybody is addressing the need of the hour. The need of the hour is to make things happen. All the teachers are suddenly more focused towards the learning outcome. I must, at the end of this lesson of 40 minutes of my synchronous class or online teaching or whatever teaching in remote places, people are also making WhatsApp calls and teaching through that. So after these 40 minutes of interaction, has the child learned what he's supposed to learn? This should be the objective. Marks should not be objective.
You are right that children are missing a lot by not attending schools. But this is an emergency situation and it is possibly not going to last long. So it is in the immediate requirement. So in that sense, maybe schools can be closed, kept closed for some more time, isn't it?
Yeah, yes. So in this scenario, my suggestion how we should go around in this is, firstly, carry on with online teaching. Of course, limiting the screen time, keeping the health of the child in mind, and also looking at the parents' commitment, because in smaller children, parents are involved. If you look at the latest academic planner that has come from NCERT, the calendar that has come, it talks about the owners being in the hands of the parents related to the learning of the child, more so because they are at home presently. And if you look at the entire scenario, there should be limited screen time, there should be online teaching, it should be divided between synchronous and asynchronous. You do send, I don't want to call it a homework, but little preparatory, it could be a video, it could be a text content, it could be a worksheet, and let the online synchronous time be used for discussion of all that which was shared the previous day. So it has to be, this is the time for innovation, this is the time for everybody thinking differently and keeping the focus right. The processes can be just about any, because I have friends who are principals in Delhi government schools who have children of migrant workers who are not even in Delhi presently, but they're enrolled in the schools and but they've gone back to Orissa or Bihar, etc. So they are even going around talking to those people on making WhatsApp call or normal calls and trying to explain things to them. So what is their final outcome or final objective? That if I am teaching, for example, adjectives today, ya main ka kha ga ga sikha rahi hu, so this particular lesson must reach every stakeholder, every child of my classroom. So the moment we become mindful of the objective and not the process, let's not concentrate on the content for a change, let's not concentrate on the attendance for a change, let's not concentrate on the marks for a change, let's focus on the learning outcome, let's focus on those activities which are going to make my child actually understand the next stages of learning. So let me focus on those things. I can always switch over certain portions of my syllabus as group discussion. I can switch over certain portions of why must the teacher stand and do that oratory lecture each time? I mean, I'm happy. There's the only silver lining in this pandemic that children, teachers are changing their ways of teaching. Teachers are innovating. Teachers are doing it differently. So I'm happy about this. I'm very happy about this.
So let me ask Ms. Aparajita ji, online classes how should it be improved, because as Ms. Rita Singh said, these are not sufficient. Children are missing a lot. So what should be done if we have this scenario of online?
See, whatever mode we are adapting, and I know that I have read the entire Pragyata format which MHRD just released, that they come up with the solution of online teaching, partially online teaching and offline teaching. But my question is that here we are sitting on a national channel. Education is for who? Education is for the middle class or the upper middle class or the lower class और सरकारी स्कूलों में. टेक्निकली इफेक्टिवली अगर हम बात करते हैं सरकारी में, अगर हम 40%, आपको पता है 60-70% अभी बच्चे जो हैं they are not even able to access the whatever Pragyata is saying or whatever methods we are talking about. Like ma'am said, we can go for the WhatsApp call or this call or that call or online teaching. Do you know the reality? Most of the middle class parents are also facing the same thing. They do not have that much of money, so they can buy another laptop or another mobile for their second child. Number one. Number two, we need to think that this education is for everybody. This is not only my property or the higher income property. It's the it's a right for every child up to 4. अगर हम कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन की बात करें, इट इज ऑलरेडी देयर. तो आपने जो क्वेश्चन मुझसे अभी पूछा है ऑनलाइन क्लासेस का, अगर हम पहली बार बात करें, प्रज्ञता का जो MHRD ने ऑर्डर निकाला है, ऑर्डर नहीं मैं बोलूंगी, एक प्रपोजल दिया है दैट येट टू बी अडॉप्ट और यू कैन से मॉडिफाइड बाय द स्टेट गवर्नमेंट्स. अभी तक स्टेट गवर्नमेंट्स ने, आई थिंक नाउ इट्स बीन 4 or 5 days, अभी तक किसी भी स्टेट गवर्नमेंट ने MHRD को रिप्लाई नहीं किया है. दैट इज द रीजन प्रज्ञता आज भी उसको फॉलो नहीं किया जा रहा. इफ आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट दिल्ली, इट इज नॉट हियर इन दिल्ली, इट इज नॉट एक्टिवली मीन्स स्कूल्स ने अभी तक उसको एक्टिवेट नहीं किया है बिकॉज दे आर वेटिंग फॉर द दिल्ली गवर्नमेंट ऑर्डर. सेकेंडली, see, again, I'm repeating again, we as the parents are not ready, and we clearly said it's big no, we are not sending our kids to this to school. And I don't know why schools are pressurizing and why governments are pressurizing to open this school. Why you want to go for double thing? Like, if you wish, you can send your kids to this school, or you can go for online classes. Why these two methods?
No, I don't think anybody. I don't think anybody is pressurizing as yet. It's HRD minister in fact had asked suggestions.
Ajay ji,
So-
Ajay ji, I do agree.
Brief comment because we are running out of time. Just brief comment here.
I know. See, I know that nobody is pressurizing, but states education secretaries, because they were supposed to take the feedback from the parents. We are surprised they haven't spoke to the parents. उन्होंने कुछ article कुछ नहीं निकाला.
No, they have.
Today is the last
The
day.
minister has sought views from parents. Na, you can write into the email address given.
Yeah, we are doing that. We are totally against the reopening of this school. I don't know. Actually, we just want to say one thing. Kids are us. बच्चे मेरे हैं, बच्चे हमारे हैं, तो हमारा पहले राइट बनता है. रादर मिनिस्टर्स और the education department approach the school management. It's better to communicate with the parents associations, parents directly, and they can do this by the social media, Facebook, Twitter, anything. They have every right and they have every platform to convey this message to the parents, and parents can come up with their ideas or their feedback directly to the government.
Thank you. We are running out of time. Actually, we are run out of time. But it is a very complex issue. But thank you both of you for participating in this debate. This is all in the agenda today. Thanks for watching. I will come back with another important topic tomorrow. Till then, goodbye.